Oh, hey. How many seconds do I got left? 0.7. So that might be enough for a little echoing horn, huh? Gotta slow these bitches down. Huh. Oxford Dictionary, eh? I didn't ask for that. You fuckers. Peace, Envy. Yeah, man, I don't know what's happening, but I'm not, obviously. If you've been watching any of my little live broadcasts, you're, peace. You're going to be noticing that I'm not exactly really up to par when it comes to all I see is my, oh shit. All right, I think that'll do. Yeah, nothing special tonight, guys. I'm just trying to loop up some shit, you know, on the SP-1200. Like anybody who's tuning in knows that I had some extremely popular, you know, SP-1200 tutorial videos back in the day, you know, 5 and 6 and 7 years ago when I first started doing it, and I had some time for it. I've run out of time, so what I decided to do is kind of just kind of re-engage by, you know, when I'm here having fun working on stuff, because you know I'm working on a project, but you know, more than half of the shit that I work on gets tossed. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm working on a project with a buddy of mine, Ryden in Germany. It's the majority of it's done, you know, but I still have to kind of do a couple other things. So I'm building some skeletons and some foundations. I just figure I'd turn on the live shit every once in a while and, you know, show my work. Keep in mind, man, I'm not a great producer. Anything that I lay down from here ends up getting put down onto, not tape, you know, I'd like to say tape, but Pro Tools, and then it gets layered. So, you know, it's not going to be a Pete Rock extravaganza, but you're welcome to peep it out while I get busy and try to learn more about how to use this this live shit better. What do we got here? Finally slowing down. going to do some of this shit in the headphones, so you're not going to be able to hear what's happening. Start by getting the loop right. That's going to be too high. So you're going to want to copy sequences with this. You copy it to the next sequence, delete the sound, then repurpose it with the second one in line, right? So I need some more bass for that shit. So I'm going to take the samples here from bank A and put all them, copy them down to bank B. You know what I mean? And then do what I always do, which is try to beef up the bass of it a little bit. So requires me to copy samples. Copy, I forget. 23. 20? I don't know. No, it's 2317. Duh. All right, copy. I'm going to copy that to B. Then 17, copy to the B bank, yes. Oh, snap. All right, so. You son of a bitch. What could be happening? No. Confirm. And you'll have no idea unless you work with one of these dinosaurs, man, that all that shit that I'm playing was taken so much faster as a sample. And then I had to go back and like slow it way down and just to squeeze all the sound in here, man. And, you know, I know a lot of other people just use little different sounds and try to make their own shit. But when you want to loop something in pieces and parts, man, it's just goddamn horrific. I don't need to do that. No. Exit out that shit. 2317. Okay, so what I'm now what I'm doing is I'm assigning all those sounds that I put into bank B, which were duplicate sounds. Well, first of all, I got they got to be tuned down. I mean, it's just, you can hear how incredible that shit is, right? When you just kind of like, all you got to do is unplug this halfway from channel 2, and you just got your sample just like filtered out in this like beautiful hip hop way, because that's what everybody did back in the day. So you just can't help but have it emulate the old school shit. And I got kids sleeping, so I can't pump the bass up on this, you know, too much. But it's like, and you layer that with your real sample, it's just like, you know, I don't know, man. To me, it's just so predictably flavorful, man. Okay, so now I'm gonna start doing the sequences. I gotta start layering that bass in there. all about? How did that happen? Something bad happened. What was it? Now, any other sequence that has that shit, any other sequence that has that, I've got to work on making sure that that bass line's dipped into it. You know what I mean? So it's got that full body feel. So 5. I gotta change up some of them drums, man. Kind of has that old school. Wu-Tang's back again. All right. Oh, bumping just on my SP now. Might sample you from this. Haha. Hey, peace, man. What's happening? Yeah. You know, so, you know, when stuff like this happens, now it's kind of like time to go and do refining, you know. So now I know the idea can work. I'm not happy with all the drum sounds, you know, and of course, what I want to do is when I make my sequences, I want to have like transitional shit. You know what I mean? So, you know, so this is just like the skeleton. And then, you know, what I'll do later is like, for example, copy sequence 1 into sequence 9, you know, do a new sequence, erase the top sample. So now I'll be left with the and a lot can be done with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a little thickness there. And so even though you're not hearing it now, because I just got basically a couple kicks and a snare and I'm just kind of testing out the sounds to see how that shit fits. Because to be honest with you, man, it's not the drums and how they sound. What's as important is, you know, can they even fit in the slots on time with this damn thing? Because what you do is like, it's got to be right on time. There's not a whole ton of room for negotiation there, you know? So now that I know that, when I sit down tomorrow night, I'll kind of refine the drums, you know, and maybe I'll start, you know, I only have like what, 0.7 seconds, I said, right? 0.7 seconds to work with, man. So what I got to do with that is kind of like, maybe like a rock and roll singer, like a female rock and roll, you know, because I can already hear that shit in there. It's like, you know, something in there to just kind of like, because you got like a descending, and you know, so there's a lot to play with, you know. So when you start doing the sequences, yeah, I know it can loop, but that's really just to know that it fits in with that time, you know. And then after that, you know, and, you know, just whatever it is, just flave it, you know, whatever it is, flave it up, make it a little bit beefier, make it a little bit awesome, you know. You know, and then the sad thing about it is at the end of the day, after I drop it down, and that's 10 seconds, and I squeezed everything I could out of it, even when I sped up all the sounds, it's still going to need something else. So, you know, I think I've explained this before, but I just like to kind of go through my process every time I do this. I lay down the skeleton in song mode, I create a song mode, and then after that, you know, I try to add some subtleties so it's not like it sounds too busy, you know what I mean? And then when it goes down to, you know, tape or Pro Tools, right, then I start saying, okay, shut off the machine, plunk. And what I do at that juncture is like, all right, let me see what I can add. Like maybe I can just throw a sample. And sometimes, you know, I hate to say it, but I might even just throw a record on the turntable, kind of blend it for a second and see if there's a way I can spit it in like the old days when we didn't have much sampling time. And I know it sounds just a tiny bit off, but to me, that's just like the funky shit. You know what I mean? And I like to do it like that. Anyway, guys, I didn't have enough time to really do a long session today, but I figured I was going to, you know, throw on the machine and get a little bit busy while I could. And, you know, hopefully over the next couple of weeks, I can keep tuning in. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.